I'm Amy O'Neill, I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm a point guard at St. Francis College. I love basketball because I love being around a team and around people, and the fact that we can work together and succeed together is what I love about playing basketball. Well, I came here I wanted to fit into a team and be a part of a great team, and I knew coming in, looking at the players around me, that my role was to be a point guard. It wasn't to be the top scorer. St. Francis, women's basketball, didn't need me to do that. I just needed to get other people open, and that's always been my natural role. So I think that's been really good for me. I've just fitted right in, and yeah, playing with players like Jade, like Alex, like all of the girls, it's allowed me to just give them the ball and let them shoot, which has been awesome.
Morris draws it out. O'Neill, extra pass, three ball, bullseye.
On court comes the St. Francis point guard from Australia, dishes to her fellow countrywoman Johnson. Left wing three is good.
My biggest thing would be getting others open. I just think I've had that conversation with coach. He knows that that's what he wants me to do, and I'm more than happy to do that. So that's definitely my mindset, is finding the open man and making the open play. I think my ball handling is pretty instinctive, I would say. I've always been working on it since I was a younger girl. I think being the height I am and being a point guard, that's part of the job. You have to be a good ball handler. You have to be able to handle it under pressure and against quick guards and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool when people get excited. I do my little reverse spin, or I don't know what you guys call it. But yeah, that's part of the job. You have to be a good ball handler. This season's been really interesting, coming in as a junior college player but being a junior, and it's hard to come in and be a point guard and try and tell people where to go when you've only been here for 6 months or however long it was. But my teammates have done a great job just letting me play the point guard role and listening to what I say, and yeah, no, I just think that's part of the point guard role. You've got to do it, and my teammates have allowed me to, so I'm really lucky. We've been constantly moving in a positive direction. I mean, there's definitely been some times where we've had slip-ups, but looking at it right now, I think we're in a really good position moving forward, and an exciting position. With 2 really good wins recently with LAU and Robert Morris, I think that shows how good we can be. And it's really exciting to see what can happen. Really confident, I would say. I'm really excited to see what happens. I think we can beat anyone if we put our best foot forward. And who knows what can happen. I would love to get to an NCAA tournament, and that was my goal from the very beginning. So hopefully it's this year, and if not, next year.
Throughout the years, boxing has been known as the sport where male athletes display their strength and power. Many of these athletes get their start at world-famous gyms like New York City's Gleason's, but they're not the only ones.
I started actually just at the beginning of this year. I just literally wanted to get back in shape. I don't come from like an incredibly athletic background or anything like that. I just I was walking up the subway steps and dying every day. And I was like, I'm too young for this.
Ryan Cunningham is new to the sport of boxing, and thanks to Gleason's amateur showcase, she stepped in the ring for the first time and walked out a winner.
Definitely would love to keep going, and the feeling's incredible. I think even I came to this contentment right before the fight that, you know, win or lose, like this has been an amazing experience, so I definitely would love to keep going.
There you go, relax.
After watching a couple fights at Gleason's, I couldn't help but notice the crowd's energy level intensify when the women stepped in the ring. That's because many respect seeing the women fight with just as much heart as the men do. Bruce Silverglade, president at Gleason's, feels the same way.
I don't think there's a big difference between the men and the women. If anything, I give the plus to the women. I think they're more competitive. I think they train harder. And they don't like losing.
Losing and excuses are two things trainer PJ Lawson tries to avoid when it comes to his female athletes.
They all animals. All my girls, they get in there, they scrap. They all scrap. They spar with guys, they spar with girls. Like I said, that like I don't baby them, I don't shortcut them because they're female. We push them harder. This is what you want to do. You can't cry about being a female in here, you know what I mean? You got to get it in.
Ronica Jeffrey, the IWBF World Super Featherweight Champion, put her talent on display at many showcases here at Gleason's and believes that those events were essential to her success.
It makes you or it breaks you. So once you get into the ring and these little shows, then you can actually be like, okay, well, this is something that I want to do. Okay, I got hit, I'm okay, you know, like I don't feel like nah, this is not for me, you know? So I definitely think that it's very, very important that, you know, people have these little show fights, you know, because the experience is what makes you. You know, it's not about like, oh, just coming to the gym and hitting the bag. The experience of fighting, that's what really creates who you are as a fighter.
Although women like Jeffries continue to make strides in the world of boxing, some feel not all opportunities are created equal.
A lot of the women, they work harder than the guys, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. Like, I train like three of the world champions right now, I help train them, and you wouldn't even know they was world champions unless they came and told you that, but you'll see a former world champion that's a male and you'll recognize him instantly because they're putting them on TV, they're putting them on commercials, they're putting them on shirts, they're promoting them. But when it comes to a female, you'll probably know if she's stripped naked.
But it's a male-dominated sport. Most of the promoters, particularly, again, I'm talking about professionals here, are older fellas, and boxing is a traditional sport, so these old-timers don't like change. But it's coming around because the women are proving to everyone that they're good fighters, they're exciting fighters.
Contrary to popular belief, there aren't many differences between female and male boxers. The people here at Gleason's tell me that the women train just as hard and at times are more competitive than the males. With events like the Amateur Showcase here at Gleason's, many hope that women's boxing expands.
I think it's so important because I think literally, people, because of females being in the minority, I think people get really excited to see women fighting. And I think the more awareness it is that like women are working hard, it's not just as hard, but harder or whatever. I think it's super, super important. I think it's inspiring to just onlookers, especially if anyone out there who's like me, who's like not like coming from this big athletic background, who's just like, hey, like I just wanted to box one day and I did it, and if I could get that word out there, I would.
There's a lot of them here, you know, they just got to put the cameras on them and get the cameras speaking to them and seeing them and giving their story and letting them be seen, you know. But, you know, to come from this gym, it's one of the big things right here, you know what I mean? If you want to be known, you got to start from here in this gym, Gleason's.
Gleason's was the first gym to allow women to box. We were the first gym to allow women to come in and train at the gym, even before they had the opportunity to box. So we've been in the forefront of women's boxing, and we support it very highly. Particularly at Gleason's gym, the opportunity is the same for anybody. It doesn't matter male or female, they get the opportunity to fight. And then they have to prove it to themselves, okay? It's up to the individual to be in the ring, put a good show on so that their following likes it and they fight again. And women are on an equal with the men.